We're starting out in child's pose so we can get the low back a little bit more open and soft. And we're thinking about, we want that forehead to come down. So if you feel like, man, I feel really tight, I can't just relax into this like I want to, take your knees wider and maybe rest your forehead on something. And then maybe it'll soften up if you just give it a little bit more space. So right here, okay, focusing on that back body with our breath. We can feel a huge expansion across the whole length of the spine on the inhale. And the whole back body compressing inward on the exhale. Big breath in. Big back body expansion, big exhales. So let's just breathe here for a little while, really paying attention to all the length and the depth and the characteristics of the breath. Is it warm? Is it cold? Where moves when you breathe? Allow this breath to open up the spaces in your back that are feeling stuck. So maybe you imagine breathing in between your ribs like they're gills. I like that visualization. Allowing each rib to spread apart from the others on the inhale. And allowing each rib to settle back inward toward the others on the exhale. Feel the belly moving too, massaging the low back here. So think of this deep breath as a massage from the inside for your back. Allow the sensations to be moving all the way from the top of your spine down to the very sacrum, where your low back attaches into your pelvis. Could you expand even there, even down at the base of your spine with the inhales? And what about at the very top of your spine? Is there some expansion and some spaciousness we can invite in there? Breath is coming through your nose as much as you can. Hopefully you've noticed that your low back has opened up a little bit while we've been resting here. So perhaps you take your knees closer together if that's available and appropriate. See how that feels. And start to walk your hands out, feeling opening in your armpits and the backs of your shoulders. Make sure to keep the shoulder blades moving away from your ears so you always have that long neck. And we want to start to grip the mat here. So strong tiger claw hands gripping the mat. And as you're ready, friends, we'll walk our hands out to the left, keeping them long, okay? If you are feeling tense in your low back, this is a great time to walk your hands way out to the left and get a great low back stretch. On the right. So breathe deeply and especially into the right armpit all the way down to that outer hip. Notice the low back lengthening on that side, getting compressed on the left side. And let's bring our hands through center and walk them to the right. So now working on the left side of the low back to open things up. Maybe press a little extra into the left hip to deepen this sensation. And let's walk the hands back through center. Come on up to hands and knees here. Pull yourself up. That was a long time in that child's pose. And the hips are a little bit frozen up. Let's take the hands wide and the knees wide and circle things out a little bit. Okay, circling hips, circling shoulders. Let's circle it out the other way. Okay, bring it back to center. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And let's do some cat-cows. Okay, bring in a little bit more mobility into the spine. So heart moves forward on the inhale. Think of pulling on the mat, like you're trying to drag your mat backward. As you exhale, push the floor away. Drop that head, let it hang. Let's take some more cat-cows. Pull your heart forward. Push the floor down. Keep it going. Remember to mix in some lateral movements here, kind of rolling through the rib cage on one side and then the other. And the more we can use these little movements to massage all the tissues between the ribs and of the back, the spinal column, the better. As you're ready, find a flat back. Tuck your toes. And find a down dog. Hips up and back. Let's walk the heels out here. Just kind of open up the backs of the legs. Okay, our first down dog is very liberal, okay? I really want to invite you to find a lot of movement here and kind of explore all the movements that invite themselves. Maybe try walking your hips way over to one side and getting a really good side stretch. Other side, side stretch. Okay, bring the heels back to center and then let's roll the shoulder blades all around. Bend your elbows, get some really big rotation here. And let's circle them back around the other way. Okay, as you're ready, walk your hands back to your feet. Come on back. Bend those knees. Let's hang for a little while. Just swinging the head out, shaking it out. Make sure your hands are on something, even if it's just your fingertips, just so your upper body's not hanging, kind of pulling on your low back at a bad angle. So we want to imagine that the spine is pouring out of the hips. And I want you to just spend a few breaths here with zero effort in your upper body. Your upper body is doing zero work here. It is 100% dead weight hanging from your hips. Breathe into the backs of the legs. Make sure your heart is hanging close to your knees instead of up by your hips. One more big breath here. And as you're ready, let's roll it up. Press into your heels, stack your spine, come on up. Reach up super tall here. Lift your heart, so extending your upper back a little bit. Let's take a side bend. Exhaling here over to one side. You can interlace your fingers if you like. Back to center on the inhale. Other side. Exhale. Back to center on the inhale. Let's bring it down to a chair squat. So pull your belly button in, drop your hips. Maybe look up at your hands with a long neck. Come back up on the inhale, lift that heart, maybe a tiny back extension. And exhale here, fold, hinge at your hips. all the way down. Let's come halfway up on the inhale. Think of unrolling your spine, making it long, looking forward. And on your exhale, very big fold. Palms are down here, walking your hands forward. Find a plank. Now remember, you can use your knees in a plank, okay? Exhaling here, come halfway down. Put your elbows on your ribs. Inhale, come up to a plank and reach one hand up. Pick a side plank, any side. You can drop your knees and do this with your knees down, okay? Exhale here, down to your plank. 2 hands down, elbows to ribs, halfway down. Inhale to plank. And then reach up with the other hand. You're in a side plank. You can do all of that with your knees down. We'll do it again, okay? Both hands down in plank. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale, back up to your plank. And exhale to a down dog. Let's take a little bit of time more in down dog. Okay, we're warming the back, warming the shoulders. Begin to strengthen up this down dog, trying to push the feet back, press the hands forward like you're trying to rip your mat in half. And if you feel like you could actually put a little bit more length in your spine, walk your hands out a little further away. See if you can find some extra space between your vertebrae. Okay, we'll do that little plank flow again. But first, walk your hands back to your feet and hang. Take a moment here, shake it out. This time, maybe grab your elbows. Let your head hang, let your whole upper body hang heavily. And then we'll roll it up. As you're ready, come on up. Again, a side bend. This time, interlace your fingers, flip your palms up. And exhale to one side, press the hips the other way. Inhale back up to center. Exhale to the other side. Back up on your inhale. Exhale down into your chair. See if you can look at your hands. Drop your hips with a long neck. Back up on your inhale. Maybe a little lift of the heart. And exhale, fold it down. Halfway up, inhale. Big fold, exhale. Palms are down. Inhaling forward to a plank. Here we go, guys. Same thing. You can always drop your knees. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale, up to a side plank. Feel free to lift the top leg if you want. If you want a little extra challenge. Exhale down, halfway down in your plank. Inhale up through plank. Other side, side plank. Feel free to challenge yourself to lift the top leg. Exhale, plank, halfway down. Inhale to plank. Exhale, down dog. Take some time here. Notice how this down dog's changing over time. Maybe the way it feels. Okay. Begin to think of that right and left side of the body pressing in toward each other. And then as you're ready, hands walk back to feet. Again, hang. This time, really bend your knees, okay? Super bendy in the knees. Join your hands behind you and move them all away from you. Allow that upper body to hang so heavily. Shake your head. Allow the fronts of the shoulders to open up here. As you're ready, release that. Press into your heels. Inhale and roll it up. Reach up tall. Grab your elbows here. Keep your neck long. Big exhale to one side. Inhale back to center. Other side. Back up to center. Okay, try a chair here. Drop your hips as you exhale. Try to look up with a long neck. Back up to center. Inhale. And exhale, fold. Halfway up, inhale. Big fold, exhale. Palms are down, inhaling to a plank. Okay, we'll do this little side plank flow one more time and then we'll be done with it. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale to side plank. Maybe lift the top leg, maybe touch it. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale, other side plank. Maybe lift the top leg, maybe try to touch your toes. Exhale to plank, halfway down. Inhale, back up to plank. And exhale, down dog. Okay, this time let's really activate this down dog. Let's grip the mat with our strong hands. Elbows revolve inward toward each other as the neck gets extremely long. And we feel the belly is long on all sides. Kneecaps move up, heels move down. And let's start to move, friends. Inhaling here, right leg up and out behind. Exhaling here, drop that right foot between your hands. Crescent lunge coming up on your inhale. Okay, holding here. Let's hang out in this lunge, getting the legs nice and strong. So beginning to pull them in toward each other. Dropping into that hip, that front hip. Gathering up and in toward the center. Let's see if we could lift the heart here. Pull that belly button in. And feel free to drop the back knee if ever you need to. One more big breath in here, up into crescent lunge. Exhaling here, bring your hands together by your heart, down in front. And take the left elbow to the outer right knee. See if you can spin around to get your hands close to your heart and vice versa. If you need extra balance help right here, just drop the back knee, get your balance, and then come back in. Once you feel a bit more settled in, begin to press the left elbow and the right knee into each other more, maybe dropping your hips a little more. Extend through that back leg, make it strong and straight. Maybe the left fingertips tickle the floor and the right fingertips reach up. Spin that big heart open. So big twist here. You can keep it gentle or you can make it really intense. One more big breath in here. And exhale, right fingers down on the outside of the right leg, left fingers down on the inside. If you have blocks, you can do blocks too, but I think fingers are probably okay. Feel free to drop the back knee if you need a little extra space and gentleness here. Let's move this right hip back and forward a few times. Back and forward, okay? So we're thinking about moving that right hip extra far back when we pull it back, looking for some opening along the outside of the right leg and the back. So really flex that right foot, point it at your nose, and hold. Next time you pull back on that right hip, hold here. Feel free to drop the back knee, as always, okay? But make your longest spine if you can, and pull back on that right hip here. Flex the foot and try to drop the heel more heavily into the floor. Great stretch for the back of the leg. One more big breath here. And we're letting it go. Drop that foot to the floor, that right foot, hands to the floor. I'll meet you in a down dog. Walk it out. Inhaling here, find your plank. We'll take a little vinyasa. Feel free to skip it, okay? Exhaling, walk to your hands. Unfold. Roll it up for your inhale. Reach high. Okay, one very nice chair squat here on your exhale. Pull your tailbone down as you lengthen your neck up. Inhale to stand, maybe lift your heart. Exhale, fold. Halfway up, inhale. Big fold, exhale. Palms are down. Inhaling here, find your plank. Exhaling, come all the way down. Inhale and pull your heart forward for a cobra. And exhale, tuck your toes. I'll meet you in a down dog. Take a few breaths here in your down dog, friends. Try to activate and make it very intentional. Okay. And as you're ready, let's move left side this time. Inhaling, left leg out behind. Exhale, drop the left foot between your hands. Coming up to a crescent lunge, inhale. And we'll warm up the legs up here. So hands are reaching up. Okay, once you stabilize and you're kind of in the lunge, see if you can pull back on the left heel, activating that left hamstring. Okay, we really want some hamstring activation, and that right hip is trying to move forward. So we have that activity between the legs that we're looking for in these standing postures. And we want to wrap the belly button in, and could you lift your heart a little bit higher toward the ceiling? Could you drop a little lower into your hips? Could you pull back a little more on that left heel? One more big breath in here in your crescent lunge. And exhale, bring your hands down by your heart. We're bringing that right elbow to the outer left knee. Look over to the left. Let's pause. If you want a gentle twist, drop the right knee behind you and just stay here. You can even put one of your hands on the floor, the right hand on the floor. Okay, I'll spin around to face you. So you want your hands near your heart for this twist and your heart near your hands. They're trying to find each other. And we want the spine super long because we are twisting. And most of your twist power is coming from your breath. So fire up your breath. Make it big. Make it deep. And maybe drop a little lower in the hips. If you're having a great time, you can take the right fingers to the floor and the left fingers up. Stay strong, yogis. Stay with it. One more big breath in here. And let it go on your exhale. All hands down, okay? Let's do fingertips or blocks. We might have blocks. But let's pull the left hip back and then send it forward. So we can always do this with the back knee down. I'm showing you what that gentle option might look like. Either way, do your best to keep your spine long as you move your hips forward into that lunge and back out of the lunge. Put a great big flex in your left ankle, please, so that when you pull back, the toes point at your nose. And you're feeling that left hamstring, maybe IT band. So pull back and let's hold here. Fingertips under shoulders, they might need to move back. Lengthen that spine. Pull back on that left hip and breathe. Put a little kick down in the left heel maybe. Great opening in that left outer hip. One more big breath in here. And let's let this go. Left foot back to the floor. All hands back to the floor. I'll meet you in a down dog. All right, notice how this down dog feels after that great opening. And then we'll do a vinyasa, which you can always skip if you need a little break here. So inhaling, heart forward, find your plank. Exhaling, walk to your hands and fold. Roll it up, inhale. Exhale, sit into your chair. Drop your hips. Inhale to stand. Maybe lift your heart. And exhale to fold. Halfway up, inhale. Big fold, exhale. Palms are down here. Inhale to plank. Exhale all the way down. Inhale for a cobra. Exhale, down dog. Several breaths here, please. Okay, paying attention to how things might have shifted in the backs of the legs, the shoulders. All right, let's keep moving. Inhaling here, right leg up and out behind. Exhaling here, drop that right foot between your hands. We'll drop the back heel. Back heel is now down, okay? Warrior one, coming up. Join your hands behind you here. So the fronts of the shoulders getting nice and opened. Hands are moving back as much as feels good. Once you settle into your warrior one and your hips are more or less squared off with the front of the mat, maybe you widen your feet away toward opposite sides of the mat so that you're more of a railroad track stance than a balance beam stance. Try that. That helps me. It might help you. It just gives your hips more space. So once you settle in, start to really press into the outer edge of your left foot. So push into that, and then try to drag your right heel toward the back of the mat. You'll naturally feel your heart lifting. So allow that to happen. Right heel, pull back. Left heel, push. Heart up. One more big breath in here, warriors. And then extend your front leg. Boom, okay? But don't extend it and lock it. So keep a little softness in it. Please, a little micro bend. And probably we're going to have to step the back foot a little bit forward. So give it a little step forward. Okay, so we're heading into a pyramid pose. So soft bend in each leg. We have the hips still facing forward and lengthening this heart forward with a long spine. So take a long time to allow your heart to naturally move forward. And we're going to stop when your upper body is just about parallel with the floor. It might be a little more up than parallel, and that's fine, no problem. Pause here and take your hands to somewhere on your right leg. You might choose your thigh. It's a great place to put your hands. You might choose your shin, your foot, floor, or block, whatever. Just don't choose the knee, okay? Don't push down on that knee. Hang a little while here. Some of you are actually going to want to continue folding, okay? Some of you are going to want to allow your upper body to come close to that right leg. That's fine. Go ahead and do that. Keep breathing. Keep pulling back on that right hip. Pull back on the right hip and long spine. Okay, if you folded over that right leg, bring your upper body parallel to the ground again and put some extra weight into the left hand. Find exactly where you want the left hand. Thigh, shin, floor, whatever. Put that left hand there and then reach up with your right hand, okay? Twisting maybe to look all the way up at your right hand if that's appropriate today, okay? Pause here. I'll spin around and face you. So you are now in a revolved triangle posture. Your hips are still level with the floor and the front of the mat. And we've got this great twist happening in your spine. So remember to breathe deeply and continue to push the top of your head away from your tailbone. Make sure that bottom shoulder, the left shoulder, is active and you're not just yanking into it. Okay, I have one more funky challenge for you. Are you ready for this? Bend a little bit into the right knee, a little bit more than it is. Walk the left fingertips forward about a foot and launch your left leg up into the air. Now you're in a revolved half moon. Hold and breathe right here. Peel the top shoulder open. Press into the bottom fingertips and extend through that left leg. One more big breath here, yogis. And exhale, all the fingertips down. Drop those left toes back there behind you. And I'll meet you in a down dog. Walk it out, let it go. And we'll take a little vinyasa to shake it off. Heart forward, inhale to plank. Exhale, maybe hop or step to your hands and fold. Roll it up on your inhale. Sit into your chair for your exhale. Standing up, inhale, heart up. Exhale, fold it. Halfway up, inhale. Big fold, exhale. Palms down, hop or step to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin come down. Inhale, maybe cobra. Maybe press the tops of your feet down. Hover into an up dog. And exhale for down dog. Take some time here in your down dog. Maybe 5 or 6 long, slow breaths. Maybe close your eyes. Notice how your shoulders and the backs of your legs feel. And let's do the other side, shall we? Inhaling here, left leg up and out behind. Exhaling here, left foot forward, drops between your hands, and we'll drop the back heel, the right heel, coming up to a warrior one. This time, once we're up, we'll join our hands behind. So interlace your fingers behind you. Try to do the weird way where the other thumb is on top that feels kind of uncomfortable, and move it away from you. Settle in, make sure your hips are squared off with the front of the mat, and then we'll start to really activate it. So press into the outer edge of that right foot, really push down into that right heel, and pull back with the left heel. Okay, we need to make sure that left hip is pulling back as well, and the right hip is revolving forward. Okay, you got all that? Pull your belly button in and lift your heart. Big breath. Okay, allowing the legs to get a little bit warmer. Maybe one more big breath in. Pull back on that left heel even more. Okay, go ahead and extend that front leg almost all the way. Leave a little bendiness in it. And we'll hop the back leg forward a little bit. Maybe railroad track our feet. And now we're ready for a pyramid posture. So longest spine here, pushing through that back heel still, pulling back through the front heel so the hips are square. Send your heart forward and breathe. Okay, I like to take at least 3 or 4 breaths to send that heart forward. And then at some point, it's going to feel more useful to put your hand somewhere on your left leg. So you can start at the thigh, maybe stay there, maybe walk down to the shin, foot, floor, maybe you have a block, whatever, okay? But continue to pull that left hip back. Some of us gonna wanna fold, okay? So if you want to fold, really keep the legs active. Try not to let them fall asleep and allow your heart to just rest on your left knee. Keep that softness in the left knee though. The left kneecap is trying to lift. If you fold it over your left leg, come on up so that your upper body is more parallel with the ground. And find where exactly you want your right hand to be before we come up into that revolved triangle. I like to grab my ankle. You might rather something else, but find that spot, hold on tight, and reach up with the left hand. Okay, revolving open, possibly to look all the way up at the left hand. Hold here, I'll spin around to face you. So you're twisting, lengthen that spine. Always one of our priorities in a twist is that lengthen the spine. Continue to pull the left hip back and engage the legs inward. We can't see the legs, okay? Because we're looking up, but they're still active. Okay, are you ready for a little bit of spiciness here? Come down to the floor with those right fingertips. And we might bend the left knee for that, okay? Walk the right fingertips forward about a foot and then launch the right leg up into the air. Revolved half moon. Make it a big shape. Activate the bottom shoulder, okay? So it's not just getting yanked on. Pull the top armpit open. Extend through that right heel. Excellent. In your revolved half moon, one more big breath in. And we're letting it go. Drop the right toes down at the back of the mat. All hands down. Boom. boom, down dog. Okay, ready for a little clearing vinyasa, something to shake it off. Inhaling here, plank. Exhaling, hop or step and fold. Roll it up on the inhale. Into your chair on the exhale. Drop really low here. Bring it up, inhale. Maybe lift that heart. Big fold, exhale. Halfway up, inhale. Big fold, exhale. Palms are down. Inhale to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin come down. Pull your elbows in, look forward, and wag your tail up. Inhale, pull forward into a cobra, maybe pressing the floor down for your up dog, hover. And exhale, down dog. 5 or 6 breaths right here in down dog. Back at home base. If you ever need a break in down dog, it's totally fine for you to take a hands and knees or anything else that you need. Okay, down dog is just a great place for us to come back to again and again because it's different every time. And we can feel the effects of the practice as they begin to manifest. All right, inhaling here, right leg up and out behind. Exhaling here, drop the right foot between your hands. Drop the back knee, the left knee. And let's hang out in this lunge here for a little while. So I'd like to take the right hand to the inside of the right foot. And walk the right foot a little further over to the right. Point the toe and the knee out there. And just sink in a little bit more. Right, we're nice and warm. So perhaps we bend the elbows a little bit more and start to sink a little lower. Perhaps one elbow can come down today, and that's not a problem. No discomfort. Maybe 2 elbows today. But remember to keep the neck long, please. And maybe let it hang a little bit. Shake it out. Let your breath get slow. Maybe you can look at your hips and make sure they're level with the floor. I kind of like to do that. Sometimes you'll notice your hips kind of fall over to the left. So when you look at them, could you make them level with the floor? That's probably going to mean we move the hips a little bit to the right. So notice how that feels. And then from here, whether you're on your elbows or your hands is totally pretty much the same for this next movement. So stay there if you're there. Just look over to the right and take the right hand behind you onto your low back. Now just begin to twist your heart up and open to the ceiling. Another gentle twist here, okay? And we'll do some hamstring curls with that left leg. So pull the heel in towards your glute, left glute, and then let the left heel move away. Let's do that a couple more times. Pull the left heel in toward the glute. Send it away. Pull it in. Send it away. One more time. Pull it in. Hold here. See if the right hand... see if the right hand can grab that left foot. Okay, if you can get on the tops of the toes, try to do that. It feels really good on your feet. So just grab the top of your foot and kind of moosh your toes inward. It's a great massage. And then see if you want to pull that heel in closer to your glute, okay? I like to, once I've got this good quad stretch going, I like to roll around on the top edge of the left kneecap. And I can usually find some really good tense spots in there. So play with that. See if you find a good spot. Something to stretch out. And then we're going to switch our hand from the top of the foot to the outside of the ankle. So see if you can grab that outer left ankle, flex that left foot, and I want you to pull your left foot back and allow your heart to open up to the ceiling. And we'll take a few big breaths here. So strong in your legs, okay? Let that right knee waggle to the right. Pull that left foot back. Should feel great in your shoulders and your chest. One more big breath here. And we'll let that back leg go. Let's bring the right hand back down in front. Press yourself up to your hands here. And I'd like to transition us into a pigeon, okay? I know it's a ladder on one side, but we're here, so let's stick with it. We can walk the right foot over to the left and drop the right knee. And get ourselves into a nice pigeon posture. So I want you to stay up with me in pigeon here for a moment, even if that means you need to walk your hands kind of far out or even come down to your elbows. Stay up-ish, okay? And I just want to address that if pigeon does not feel good in any way and your instincts are telling you this is bad for me, then you have an alternative, okay? Don't force it. You can roll onto your back and take your right ankle on your left knee, okay? Right ankle on the left knee, a figure 4. If pigeon is okay, let's talk about it for a little while. Look at your hips and make sure they're level with the floor, please. And make sure this left hip is internally rotating and pointing down. It will try to externally rotate, so stay on top of it. And let's see if we can get that left knee and the toes pointed down as well. If you want a little less from this right hip, if it's too much, just pull the right heel in toward you. You can even kind of sit on it. Okay? If you want more from the right hip, move the foot away from you. Although I wouldn't move it past your right knee. Okay? Now that I've had you here in pigeon for a long time, go ahead and start to walk your hands out. Come down to your elbows maybe and just let the head hang for a few breaths. Okay, head is hanging. Maybe eventually, maybe a few breaths from now, but maybe another day. Who knows? Maybe the head comes all the way down to the floor. Okay, we have those back toes tucked. Let's see if we can really activate the left leg. So imagine you're plugging the left leg into the hip socket. And imagine you're trying to resist the floor with the right leg slightly. So the legs are active here. For your next few breaths, resisting the floor slightly with the right leg, plugging the left leg in. Okay, should feel pretty good on that outer right hip. Might be intense, but it should be good intensity. Maybe one more breath in this primo outer hip and glute stretch. It should feel so good. And then come on up to your hands. Tuck your back toes here. And we'll meet in a down dog. So if you're in a figure 4, take your time coming up and back. We'll meet in a down dog. Okay, walk out that right leg. Notice how it feels. And then let's keep it going. Here's a vinyasa. Feel free to take a break instead. Heart moves forward for your inhale. Exhale, hop or step to your hands and fold. Roll it up on your inhale. Sit into your chair for your exhale. Inhale to stand, lift heart. Exhale to fold. Halfway up, inhale. Big fold, exhale. Palms are down, back to plank, inhale. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin, come down, elbows in, wag your tail. Inhale to a cobra or an up dog. Exhale to a down dog. Take a few breaths here, friends. Feeling that warmth from your down dog. Feeling back to the legs. And then we'll do the second side. Inhaling here, left leg up and out behind you. Exhaling, send that foot forward and drop it between your hands. Back knee is down. We're in a little low lunge. So let's take both hands to the inside of the left leg and we'll just sink into this and let gravity kind of take it from here. We can walk the left toes and the knee out to the left. I'm just thinking super heavy thoughts here. We might maybe today come down to 1 or 2 elbows. Check your hips out. Make sure that you don't need to lean them to the left a little bit to level them off with the mat. And try to keep your neck longish here. And even though you're relaxing into this posture and letting gravity do a lot of the work for you, please put just a little activity between your legs, okay? Put some strength between the 2 knees, moving together. And then you can stay on your elbows if you're here, okay? You can stay on your hands if you're on your hands. We'll just look over to the left. Take the left hand to your low back. And take a little time here in this gentle twist. And we'll do some hamstring curls with the right leg. So pull the right hamstring in towards your glute. And then press it away. Pull it in. Press it away. A couple more times, just like that. Okay, next time it comes in, hold it. See if you can grab the top of the foot with your left hand this time, okay? And I like to get a stretch over the top of the foot. So if you want to just grab the top and kind of roll your toes in. Okay, great foot stretch for the top. And then pull that heel in towards your glute. And we can roll around on that right top of your kneecap. So the very top edge of your kneecap where all of those thigh muscles attach. There's so much going on there. So find maybe some tenderness in there that you need to roll out. And then we'll switch our grip from the top of the foot to the outside of the left ankle. So make sure you got the outer left ankle. This will be a lot easier to open the heart if your shoulder is externally rotating. So big heart opener coming here. I want you to flex your right foot, kick the right foot back, and open up the left side of your chest. So hold here and breathe. Kick back. Let the left shoulder go back. A few more breaths in this nice heart opener. As you're ready, let that go. We'll let that right toe come back to the floor. Come back up on your hands out front. And we'll walk the left foot all the way through center. So we'll have to move this left hand out of the way. Left foot ends up on the right side of the mat. And we're preparing for pigeon. So try it. If it's not working on this side, it's not feeling right, listen to your instincts, okay? Roll onto your back, do a figure 4 on your back. If pigeon is all right, take a little time to settle in. We want to rock the hips so they're level with the mat. We can pull the left heel in to make this less intense in that left outer hip. Okay, make sure the right hip is internally rotating and the toes are touching the floor, all the right toes. And after you've ensured that your pigeon is absolutely ideal for today and everything that's going on with your body today, then you can start to walk the hands out. So let's start to get those legs active. With that right leg, we're thinking of that plugging in kind of action. So all of the tissues of the right leg engage as the leg moves in toward the hip socket. And the left leg is slightly resisting the floor. Keep breathing here. You don't have to give the legs all your strength. Let gravity do most of the work for you, okay? Just do enough, just enough. Maybe one more breath here. All right, peel yourself back up out of this. If you're in a scorpion or if you're on your back, modifying in a figure 4, make your way back to a down dog. And this will be our last down dog of the practice. We're going to get kind of stretchy from here on out. But I think it's nice just to spend a little time and having an official down dog to feel the difference between the first down dog that we did about 30 minutes ago, maybe 45 minutes ago, and now, okay, backs of the legs open, shoulders warm, so different. And then as you're ready, walk all the way to your hands. Take your feet on the outsides of your hands with your toes pointed slightly outward, and then drop your hips. Come down into a squat. All right. So we got the hips nice and warm. We got the low back open. The legs are warm. This is a great time for a squat. And I'll just turn slightly so that you can see what my arms are doing. All right, so sit up nice and tall. And notice how you can, if you like, you can fit your elbows between your knees and kind of press your knees apart. Go ahead and try that. See if you can allow yourself to sit up even taller with each breath, especially that neck. Notice how that neck tends to want to get short. So what would happen if you spent a little time actively moving your knees away from your elbows, using that outer hip? How would that feel? Try that out. And then let's play a little bit, reaching the left hand over to the left on the inside of that left knee. Grab the floor, reach up with the right hand. Let's take some time here. Okay, the further out you want to walk that left hand, it's really up to you. Okay. Maybe stay here, or maybe reach your left hand behind your back, right hand behind your back. Find a bind here and squeeze that leg tight. Wherever you are, keep breathing. Maybe 3 more breaths here. Let that heat build. Last breath in. And exhale, let it go. Other side, okay? Right arm in front of the right leg. Grab the floor with the right hand. Reach out as far as you like. Left hand up. Hold and breathe. Decide if you want to keep going. You don't have to. Maybe the right hand reaches behind your back, and so does the left. Grab the hands. Squeeze the leg. Breathe. One more breath here, friends. And let that go. All hands down in front. push the floor down. Get your hips back up. Okay, your feet are maybe a little more than hip width. Walk them wider. Maybe they're a little more than the mat of the shallow way width, okay? And we'll get another little twist before we come down to the mat, okay? So from here, your hands are just about under your shoulders. Okay, we can start out like that. Walk your hands over by your left foot. Feel free to bend your knees, by the way. Don't feel like you have to extend them. There's no point in straining the backs of the legs. So feel free to bend those knees. Get the right hand to the outer left ankle. Just grab it, hold on, and hang out here. See if you can let your head hang. For that matter, see if you can let your head hang down on the inside of your right arm. If that works fine and you're looking over to the left and you're feeling pretty good about it, see if you can get the left hand to the right ankle. So you've twisted your upper body here. Keep those legs bendy, okay? If you're still feeling amazing, you can gently use your ankles to deepen your twist. Big breath here in this amazing inverted twist. One more breath on this side. And we'll switch sides, walking the hands back to center. And over to the right foot. Okay, bend those knees. It just makes it easier. Left hand to the outer right ankle. Let the head hang. Perhaps that left ear just nestles on the inside of the left arm. In that case, maybe the right hand goes for the left ankle. And if everything's going well, you can deepen the twist by bending your knees and tugging gently on your legs. Breathe. As you're ready, release that. Hands back to the floor. Knees down to the floor here, and I'll bring us into a child's pose to rest. So come on down, head to the floor. And take some soft, slow, effortless breath here. Allowing your practice to sink in, let the magic swirl around in your tissues. As your breath slows down and your body lets go, feel your mind let go. Your jaw. Any tension that remains in your body. Please keep resting like this for as long as you can. Thank you so much for joining me.